So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line.
Here's Walker to start the drive.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
86 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They run again with Walker. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough.
A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. It's a big play there for Seattle. 41 yards.
When you get into the second half of a tie ball game, you start realizing that every play takes on a bigger significance, and this is pretty significant right here. This is where you start putting the pressure on that secondary, and that's a job well done there.
They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in, and the contact may have come too early.
So pass interference, the call there, always, obviously, Charles, such a subjective call. You agree with the penalty?
Well, from where we're standing right now, I think the officials are tightening things up here in the second half. Maybe a defender gets away with that in the first, but this time the flag comes out, and I think it's a good call.
Walker once more, and he will not get in. In fact, he might have lost a yard. Back to the 2.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. The Kansas City defense tough to throw on there, and now it's 4th down. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in there.
And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown.
A great play there. It'll be a 1st and 10 coming up as this offense takes over possession of the football in the 3rd quarter. They'll start out here with a jet sweep, and the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
well, things can go. Walker hit and the ball is out.
And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line. Now the offense back out onto the field as they'll take over here in the final minute of this 3rd quarter. Throwing on 1st down. Rico going for Metcalf on the deep ball.
And that nearly intercepted. Well, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's 2nd down.
Looking to throw. Rico. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll look to throw again.
He'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba.
And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play. The offense on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And the Chiefs are going to get him. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 4. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It's a big play there for Seattle. 41 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. He's going to let it go again. Now a battle. Right now we're all even. It's a tie game as we drop you back in and the offense gets set to take over. Throwing to start the drive. Rico over the middle. That's caught by Metcalf. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled.
Nice. Well coached. A team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball.
And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in.
And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
Second down, goal to go. Again, Walker.
And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game.
This crowd doing all they can. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. Walker.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
Ken Walker
with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year.
And the Seahawks have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th. So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a...
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Well, they fought hard to reach this point, Charles, and now what an opportunity. They've got the ball first, a chance to take this overtime win away from the hostile crowd.
And you know, as the quarterback steps into the huddle, the first thing he's telling his team is, remember, we need 6, not 3. So we don't need a good drive. We need a great drive. And this is what they've been planning for. It's time to execute and take it downfield, even against all these odds.
They've got his man complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 34. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every.
And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Well, that certainly changes things here because they're in field goal range already, but a field goal, that's not what they're looking for now, not after that big play right here.
And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. As the fans exit back out through the turnstiles, not happy looks on their faces. Feel like they probably let this one slip away at home in overtime.
I would agree with that, and their unhappiness hurts the guys at the concession stands on the way out, right? Not stopping to buy something for the kids. They just want to get home. But what a dramatic way to finish this bad boy off. I mean, this game was dramatic all the way through. That's why we got to overtime. And then to go ahead and finish it this way, the fans streaming out unhappy. But the team that came in here and won this one on the road, they sprinted to their locker room.
And speaking of buying things, dinner on you tonight, Davis.
I kind of figured that was coming.
So for the Seahawks,
they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign.
And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss.